decent offensive playmakers available. And then take Sharon Peak out of the equation this year. How big of a deal has that been, and how big of a part of the issue of offense?
It hurt us losing Sharon. I mean, he was, Sharon wasn't very good as a freshman. I mean, he was TJ. I see kind of TJ Green, kind of like Sharon right now. He's kind of learning a lot, trying to get his confidence, all that kind of stuff. You can see the talent, and made some good strides last year for us, big strides. But man, he was really poised to have a great year and was off to a good start already. And so it definitely hurt us losing. I mean, he's a great player, and to lose his fastest guy we got on the team, to lose that additional guy has been a little bit of an issue because now you're playing some freshmen in a little bit bigger role than maybe you would like to. Really pleased with Mike Williams. Mike Williams, I mean, he didn't play he had his worst game the other night. He's played really good. He's graded really good. He just froze up in a couple situations the other night, but that kid is going to be special. He gets it. But maybe if you had Sharon Peak, it'd be a little bit different situation. And Martavis has done some good things. He really has. But I just, if you had that one more guy that you could kind of throw in that mix competitively, I think it would have helped us. But heck, everybody's got injuries. Everybody. I mean, you look at this team we're getting ready to play. They lost their 2 starting corners for the year. They lost their best defensive guy, 51, for the year. Now they've lost 2 great wideouts for the year. I mean, look at Georgia. I mean, they're a shell of what they were when we played them. I mean, and that's so. Hey, we can't sit around and complain over our situation. We got plenty of good players, and there's no excuse whatsoever. We have everything we need to be one of the best offenses in the country. We lost 1 wideout, 1 tight end, 1 running back, and 1 center, 1 offensive lineman, and that's it. So we got no excuses, none. We just gotta, and we've done a lot of good things. I mean, we're 6-1, but we're not satisfied. Got to perform and coach a little better.
Can you expound upon Watkins and Dodd, what you were saying about them last time?
On the radio show, I was just saying that got to make a decision on those guys the further this thing goes. I mean, we're going into game 8, and Dodd he played in the first 4 games, and he's been out with this toe issue. So it's just something that we've talked about, possibly trying to redshirt him because he's probably going to be out again this week, and so it's been a difficult thing for him to be able to really plant and run. And so you sit there and you say, okay, he misses this game. Now you're going into the 9th game of the year. A really talented player that has missed most of this year. We possibly could redshirt him and get this year back. Hurts us a little bit depth-wise now, but could pay off for us later and be the best thing for him as well. And then same thing with Carlos. Carlos is, as I was saying last night, much better. I don't know if y'all have seen him at all, but just walking and moving. I mean, he is much, much better, but he's still got a pretty good-sized hematoma on his left side. And that's the last thing that's really kind of slowing him down. As far as him being able to get out there and play football, get in a stance and, running, cutting, and coming off the ball. And he just played in 3 games. And here we are going into game 8. And is he out? The thing with Carlos is obviously he if he's out just another game or something, as we plan on playing, into the postseason and stuff. So he's a very key guy. Heck, he started for us. I think one of the games, maybe the first game, I believe he started the first game for us. So big time difference maker for us. But if he's going to miss 2 or 3 more games, well, why bring him back for the bowl game or something? Let's see if we can hold him. But and a lot of that just depends on how he recovers.
Dabo, I wanted to ask you about the facilities plan that was approved last week, and in particular the completion of the West Zone and the plan for the football office facility. What kind of impact do you see those having on the program?
Man, I'm excited about it, and it really just kind of started with a conversation between Dan and I, and to see it, kind of coming to the forefront is exciting to me because 2 things. One, we have a great facility here. And but the one thing that I've always kind of listen, you're just happy with what you got. And when we got this facility, I mean, I could stay here forever and be fine, but I think you're always paying attention to what's going on out there, and we talk about best being the standard, and we want to continue to get better. And we tram our guys, year round across the street, and there's always a little bit of a disconnect, when they're over there and we're over here in the summertime and things like that. And I think it would be a great thing for us because we wouldn't have to be displaced, while it's being built. We would be able to continue to have a great facility to recruit to, and it would allow us to really have a football operations center where it all happens right there. The practice, the indoor facility. Now that we have that indoor, everything, you name it, total operations right there. And so you're with them all the time and interacting with them all the time. And then on game day, you walk in that locker room, it's special. It's special, 7 days a year. And that's what I was always used to. You come out of the office, you walk down, maximize your time, instead of having to let them out, take you 20 minutes or so to transition from segment meetings to practice field. I mean, it's just walk downstairs and right out on the practice field. So I think it's big picture. Just would be a huge thing for us, and I think it's awesome that we've got the approval for that, and we can kind of move forward with some concepts and things like that at the appropriate time. But and then I think everybody else gets better too, because you could really, this is a great potential here for the other sports, the administration, IPTAY, development, so forth. There's a lot of things that we could do, kind of making this the front door to Clemson athletics as a whole. So excited about it.
And then the Oculus looks like it's finally going to get finished on the stadium. Is that just sort of a wow factor thing?
Yeah, I think it's just something that will complete the facility. And, I think they got plans for like a little bridge thing that's going to come across the front, because we got, I believe as this facility was finished, we've got a pretty good bottleneck. I've obviously never experienced it on game day, but evidently we have a little bottleneck coming in here where everybody's got to try to flow through one spot, so this way they can kind of route people around on the bridge concept. So that looks good. There's a lot of good things that they're talking about doing. I'm really excited about our basketball opportunity as well. We've got to improve there from a basketball standpoint, because we got a great coach, and we need to help him. And so I'm excited about what their plans are there to improve the facilities. We've got great things going on with baseball and tennis. So I just think it's a good time for Clemson athletics right now, and we're in good financial shape, and hopefully we can all continue to be very competitive and win at a high level. But I think that it's just forward thinking and trying to continue to compete and be the best of the best.
Is there anything that you're telling Taj right now specifically, maybe to get him back in rhythm and get the offense back where it needs to be?
Oh yeah.
What is that?
I'm not going to share that with you. Oh yeah, we spend a lot of time talking. Just refocusing him. I mean, you got to, he listen. That guy wanted to win that game. I promise you. And it's you're, even though he's a grown man, he's still a young person, and he's had to handle disappointment before. But this, that was a tough one, and he's disappointed in himself and how he played, and just some of the simple things that he didn't do. But just again going back to those basics, going back to the real fundamental things, and let's don't take anything for granted. Nothing. Where are my toes? What's my stance? Pre-snap process. Where are my eyes supposed to be? What's my keys? Clearing the cylinder, ball, and just back to his roots right there, and then let's build that confidence back up and go play, go win the next game. It's what you do. You go win the next game.
Beyond the fundamentals, how about, I guess, the intangible body language, leadership? Has that been?
Yeah, he's been good. He's been good. He responded well. I met with him on. He came over here on Sunday, and then we always have a leadership meeting on Monday afternoon, and those guys were great. You know, they were mad. They were not happy. So I watched every play with Taj, 6:30 Monday morning. Watched every play. So you know, all you can do is respond. You know, there's no perfect people. There's no perfect coaches, no perfect players. Heck, I saw Peyton Manning. You don't think Peyton Manning wanted to win that game the other night in Indy? I promise you, Peyton wanted that one, brother. All right? And it didn't go good. In fact, it kind of ballooned a little bit like our game did, you know, and some mistakes, but I promise you, Peyton Manning wasn't pouting Monday morning. You know what he was doing? He's like, all right, I'm getting better. I'm going to win this week. You know, that's what great players do. They respond like a champion. Even Peyton Manning. Heck, they were undefeated, going to Indy, you know, going against a rookie quarterback. I mean, you know, he wanted that one. So that's just, it happens to the best of the best. And the best of the best respond, though. They respond. And Taj Boyd will respond. You can bet on that.
Coach, I'm just curious on your thoughts. I just actually became aware of this moments ago. There's just a couple things floating on the internet. Boyd gambling, $80,000 worth of debt. Any truth to that? Is just someone trying to have fun and stir the pot?
Yeah, I heard about that. That just added to my beautiful Sunday. I have obviously no knowledge of that, nor that I think there's any credibility to that. Spoke to Taj about it, and he just shook his head, you know. So I have no reason to not believe Taj Boyd. You know, it's really the only comment there is. I'm sure it was a pretty credible website that you pulled that from. Probably never had any uncredible reports in the past either. But that's the world we live in. It's the world we live in, unfortunately. Anybody can pretty much say what they want, but you know, whenever you have anything, you have to follow up on it, investigate it, ask questions. That's all you can do. But I don't have any knowledge or evidence that there's any factual information in that website article.
Is that a conversation, though, that's had at a higher level in the university?
Sure.
In terms of how do we protect ourselves, and how deeply do we investigate it?
You ask that one to Dan. You know, I was just made aware of it on Sunday, and you know, addressed it from my end. But that's, you know, I'm trying to beat Maryland. That's all I care about. And you know, the other people have to go through the process of checking that stuff out. But for me, I just go right to the source. You know, have you heard about this? And he had already heard about it too. And he just, no way, coach. Just shook his head. You know, it's disappointing that you know, we live in this world where things like that happen. And you know, and again, you know, I have no reason to think that he would lie to me. He's never lied to me before about anything. So I take him at his word.
The topic, though, is one that, by its very nature, is typically, there's a lot of lying that goes on. Is that, I mean, it didn't happen about one person. It's happened before.
Sure.
In this game.
Sure. Well, if you have somebody, I mean, obviously it'd be a major problem. If you got somebody lying to you about something like that, it'd be a big problem. You know, you'd have to move on in a different direction. Just that simple.
Did you have to trust him?
Sure. Why wouldn't I? Heck, I've known this guy. I mean, I have no reason not to trust him. Absolutely. No question about it. His character, his integrity, in my view, from a close-up view, is impeccable. as opposed to some website that I've never heard of ever that, again, has probably had some often uncredible reports on it. Who knows what the agenda is or whatever. But again, I can't worry about that stuff. I can't do anything about that. All I got to do is try to get this team ready to beat Maryland. You address it, and you let the people that deal with things like that deal with it and move on.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
Okay.